You go. Your name, ma'am? Your name?
Danielle McDonald.
Have you read over this form and you understand what you read on the form? Ms. McDonald, you satisfied that he's read the form and you understand what's on it?
Yes, sir.
Charlie, you understand that you can be sentenced up to 12 months in jail and $1,000 fine? You have a right to a trial by jury, the presumption of innocence, the right to confront witnesses, the right to subpoena witnesses, and the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself. You understand that? There was not very much damage to the vehicle? Well,
Or our vehicle, I'm not sure about the other vehicle. I wasn't listening.
it looked pretty bad. That was a Honda, what was that?
Our vehicle was a Honda 2007 Honda Civic.
What happened, Tyler?
I was stopped at a stop sign, and I was looking that way, didn't see anyone coming this way. And then I just didn't see him. I got hit.
You didn't see the person? That mean the phone? How long you been driving?
Since April of 2021.
You still in school? What year of school are you in?
I'm a senior at Worth County High School, 12th grade.
And dual enrolled in college in Tennessee.
What kind of grades are you making?
Trying to find out old age.
Are you working anywhere?
No, sir.
Any extracurricular activities? What do you do for a living, Mr. McDonald?
I'm a nurse.
Where do you work?
I work at Medical Associates of Albany. For Dr. Young, Rachel, Paxton, and Gift Park.
Where are you all located now?
It's off of 82, going between Albany and Sasser, but closer to Albany.
All right, I'm gonna accept a no low contingency plea, to the stop sign violation. Tyler, you'll be placed on pre-trial intervention for 6 months. You'll complete, a defensive driving course, you may do that online, and pay a reduced fine of $100. Once you pay the $100 due to defensive driving school, the charge will be dismissed against you. And it will keep your record clear. Another minute, somebody's not gonna try to sue you or go up after the insurance company. They've already tried to do that. Have they contacted the insurance company?
The insurance company has contacted us, but there's no claim or sue filed or anything like that as of yet. But I think they have like 2 years to do their new thing.
Are you okay? Tyler, did it scare the heck out of you? I know you're crazy because I got a 17-year-old and he's crazy. You crazy like him? Or you just a fun kind of guy? He got A's and B's too, but he goes and comes in my house. I don't know how that goes in your mama's house.
No, he's actually he's a good kid.
Good, good. All right, sign up in the back. Once you do the defensive driving course and pay $100, your record will remain clean, okay? Thank you all.
So much.
All right. Quint Moat. Who you have in your pocket? Both of them. Mr. Moat, how old are you? Come close to the microphone. Don't pull your mask down. You been vaccinated? You had your shot? Keep your mask on, tighter, very tight. Put the metal on the top, squeeze. Or you got it on upside down. You don't have any metal at the top right there? You have it at the bottom? At the chin? It's at the top. How old are you? I can't hear you. How much education do you have? You have a GED? Where do you work? What do you do? You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury, the presumption of innocence, the right to confront and subpoena witnesses, and the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself? Are you under the influence of drugs, alcohol, or medication? Do you have any mental issues? Why didn't you complete school? You're having a hard time with the books, or you're having a hard time with life? Hmm? You have any children? How many? How old is that child? Okay. Do you have a tag on the vehicle now? What happened to cause you not to have a tag? Mm-hmm. Well, I accept the guilty plea. I reduced the fine from 185 to 100. When can you pay that? Tell me that again. February 28th. Well, have it paid before that date or on that date, okay? All right, just look over there. Tamara Cheatham. Tamara Cheatham. Oh, y'all got your hands in your pocket. Your hands cold? For security reasons in a courtroom, you can't have your hands in your pocket. That's why I keep telling everybody to remove their hands. I have a knife in there, a razor, something, all that kind of stuff. You got one of those in your pocket? How old are you?
26.
How much education do you have?
High school.
What do you work?
Target distribution center in Houston.
You understand your right to a trial, the presumption of innocence, the right to confront and subpoena witnesses, and the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself?
Yes,
Are you mentally disabled or under the influence of drugs, alcohol, or medication? You understand to be sentenced up to 12 months in jail and $1,000 fine?
yes, sir.
You have one child?
Yes, sir.
How old is that child?
6.
Hmm?
6.
You have a child that's wrapped in a car seat?
She's on, she's not in the car seat. She be in one of those booster seats.
But sometimes she don't put a seatbelt on the booster seat.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. Does she put it on and take it off when you turn your back or something?
Yes, sir. She got out the rules that on the road.
We got to check on that, make sure that stops happening, okay? You got speeding tickets 5 minutes apart?
Sir.
You got speeding tickets 5 minutes apart?
Yes, sir.
How does that happen?
Say it when I drove up, I was on the 67 on
So they stopped you from speeding when you pulled off, you start speeding again? What do you think?
I don't feel like I was going embarrassed when I
Were you in a hurry?
I was at first, I was trying to get to work.
You have a death wish or something?
You know what I'm saying?
You sure? 87 and a 65, 67 and a 45, 85 and a 65, 85 and a 65, 73 and a 55. What do we have this time? 58 and a 35 and 67 and a 35. And you're only 26 years of age?
I don't know, on my way to work, being late.
All these speeding tickets come from going to work late.
Yes, sir.
So what's the solution to that? Get up earlier, start earlier? What?
I can't really leave early, so my mother.
Let me tell you why I'm having a long conversation with you. Somebody's asking me to reduce your speed, and that's ridiculous for anybody to ask the judge like me to reduce your speed. As many speeding tickets you have in your record and much, but you were going over the speed limit. It makes me think I ought to put you in jail and you mix that 6-year-old child for a while because something about driving the speed you don't get. Speeding all the time to try to get somewhere where you're supposed to be on time. Tell me something else is going on. Why you can't get up and move on time?
Because my mother get my daughter, she's a nurse, and she
Wait a
be
minute. Cause your mother do what?
my mother's a nurse, and she be getting out late.
So y'all got one car.
So
Or she have to get home with the child. What?
she had to get home with my daughter.
And how far do you have to drive to work?
I live in Albany, get the Tiffin. And those speeding tickets, all I live in Albany, I'm trying to get familiar.
And something else I know as an old man. You've been stopped that many times for speeding. You've been speeding that many times and didn't get caught. Twice that many times. You got to find a solution for that before you kill yourself.
Yes, sir.
Every time you get one of these speeding tickets, do you end up paying it or something else happens?
The last one, they reduced it, and but I paid them.
But these tickets here will definitely suspend your license for a year. You got about 20 points in 2 years with these tickets. I said to get to the speeding, 58 and 35, and get to the speeding, 67 and 35. You be placed on pretrial intervention for 24 months. On the first speeding charge, the 23 miles over the speed limit, your fine is $375. On the second speeding citation where you exceeded 32 miles over the speed limit, your fine is $500. You must complete a defensive driving school that is state approved, not the online version. 2 days in jail are suspended upon you completing what I order you to complete. And you have to perform 40 hours community service. Do you understand?
You said that.
If you miss one beat, you have to go to jail. If you miss the class, miss reporting, miss paying your fine, you go to jail. You do what you're supposed to do and get some sense about yourself, you don't go to jail. And this is meant to get your attention, and I will, one way or the other. You got to get your life in order and find a better way to schedule what you got to do. But I'm telling you what I know. You're going to kill yourself to kill somebody else. You can't speed that many times and something not happen. You can speed and be speeding real fine and doing everything else like a deer, a dog, or a person, or a child. Step out in there. Ain't no way you can stop going 32 miles over speed limit when you're supposed to. You got to get it. You're going to report to the table at the back of the room, please, now. Karina Keys. Karina Keys. Keys, how old are you? 21? How much formal education do you have? Where do you work? You understand your right to a trial, presumption of innocence, the right to confront antecedent witnesses, and the right to remain silent and not commit yourself? Does she have new charges?
Yes, sir.
You understand that on a disorderly conduct by state statute, you can be sentenced up to 6 months in jail and 12 months in jail, and $1,000 fine.
That's an old charge.
This is the old,
That's the old one.
yeah, she's here for revocation.
Okay. The new one she has not come to court on, it has not been. Ms. Keys, you were placed on probation for disorderly conduct on November the 9th, 2021. Do you recall that?
Yes, sir.
That probated sentence was 12 months. If alleged that you violated probation by committing a new offense of disorderly conduct and terrorist threat, do you admit or deny the allegation that you violated probation by committing new charges? Hmm? You can speak loud enough for me to hear you. You still ready to go forward with revocation this now? Ms. Crowe? There's a probation revocation here. The defendant denied the allegation in the petition, and you check to see if you have witnesses available to go forward with the probation revocation here. I think that's the report for the new offense, and the violation of that new offense.
I'm familiar with this, Your Honor. It's not an accused in state court, but I don't have witnesses here for purposes of probation today.
Okay.
I request that we continue for the next probation, we can make sure we have the,
All right.
should we make sure we have these officers and any other witnesses.
Okay.
Yeah, there may also be a felony charge pending on that as well. I'm not sure if the DA's office decided to pursue it or not.
Thank you. Do you tell them what witnesses you need, or do they figure that out for themselves? Do you tell them what witnesses you need, or do they figure it out for themselves?
Just
The report says like 3 or 4.
the officer and the individuals.
It was 2 officers and an individual, according to what I read.
Mr. Hawkins is one of them, I believe.
Okay.
I think the officer was present.
Benson and somebody else.
The officers were present, I think, the parents notes it. Especially
Are you gonna come with her tonight for another court date, or you gonna handle some other kind of one?
After she got to come in and report on Thursday.
Let me tell you how it's gonna be done. She's in court. If we know the date we're gonna have the revocation, she need to be properly summoned. If you tell her to come and she don't, there's nothing I can do to her about it. If she come to your office and report, and you tell her while she reporting, be in court for revocation day, she don't show up, there's nothing I can do to her about it.
I was gonna redo her probation revocation and then resign off on. But she can get a song.
Okay, but if she don't show up for revocation, we just won't have a revocation. I mean, she don't show up at the office. We just won't have a revocation here, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You may say one more thing? If I was hurt and was standing there and that man trying to charge me with a felony, I might not show up for probation report. Real life stuff. I might not, because this is baby stuff to me. When I hear him say they might be accused and indicted on felony, I might believe when I come to report the felony may be in place and I go to jail on a felony.
Okay.
So the potential for me to show up to be served in your office for a revocation hearing becomes less real. These lawyers can tell you that. That's how.
So they can get a song if they come to court.
Well, I'm just telling you, you can do it the way you want. I'm just trying to, it's a teaching thing as well, you know?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right.
Step over there and get the song.
But do you know what day we're gonna do it on? Is it the 20th?
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Stay with us.
Lindsay Morris. Ms. Morris, how old are you? 22? How much education do you have? How far did you go in school? 11 years? GED? Where do you work?
I used to work at 3 Square.
You don't work anywhere now?
I used to work at 3 Square Diamonds.
You used to work.
Yeah, I mean, that fire.
You have no job right now.
So I'm not,
You understand it could be sentenced up to 12 months in jail and $1,000 fine? You understand that? You have a right to a trial by jury, presumption of innocence, the right to confront and subpoena the witnesses, and the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself. You understand that? You got into a dispute at your job?
yes.
Tell me about it.
She had told me to throw some chicken on the grill to cook, and I was right in the middle of cleaning up, and I had dirty gloves on. And I couldn't get the chicken on the grill to make the salad, so I told her that there's a chicken on the grill, and it has to cook in order for doing the salad. And she copied attitude. She said I copied attitude, but she copied attitude to me. And then she
Was this
tried
a
to-
co-worker or?
Yes, co-worker. She got up in my face, and I told her 2 or 3 times to get out of my face. And she didn't.
And when she did, what did you do?
Pushed her out of my face.
That's the only time you've been charged with something like that?
Yes, sir.
Did they tell you to stay away from that place?
Yes, sir.
No? Is the other person still working there?
Yeah, yes, sir.
How long did you work there?
Off and on for about a year.
On the disorderly conduct, the court accepted guilty plea, I placed you on pretrial intervention for 12 months. You have to complete the responsibility awareness program, stay away from 3 squares, and pay a fine in the amount of $238.50. If you're not working, you may convert the fine to community service. Any questions?
Yes, sir.
And that's all for me with probation and due release. Timothy Pope. Timothy Pope. Mr. Pope, how old are you?
14.
How much education do you have? Where do you work? When the last time you worked anywhere? You understand that you could be sentenced up to 12 months in jail and $1,000 fine? You have the right to a trial by jury, the presumption of innocence, the right to confront and subpoena witnesses, and the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself. You understand all your rights? You're not mentally disabled or under the influence of drugs, alcohol, or medication. I accept a guilty plea to a tag violation. The fine is $185. Do you need to convert that to community service, or can you pay it? When can you pay it? I will summon you to return to court on February 28th. If you pay before that date, you don't have to come to court. You step up to that table. Mark Washington? Mark Washington. Mr. Washington, how old are you? How much formal education do you have?
Some college, currently doing HVAC program, tech.
What do you work?
Utilizing it, unemployed, and
You understand this can be sentenced up to 12 months in jail and $1,000 fine?
yes, sir.
You have a right to a trial by jury, the presumption of innocence, the right to confront and proceed with witnesses, and the right to remain silent and non-incrimination, sir.
Yes, sir.
You're not mentally disabled or under the influence of drugs, alcohol, or medication.
No.
Hmm.
Yes, he-
What you say, you want some drugs, alcohol, or medication, is that what you say?
No.
Oh, okay, all right. You have your registration straight now.
Yes, sir, I took care of it, I think it's been about 4 or 5 days of this.
The court accepts a guilty plea to a reduced charge of improper decal so that it won't suspend your license. When do you expect to go back to work? Do you have any idea?
So I graduated in December.
No.
I'm doing like 3-4 days a week now in the HVAC program.
I'll reduce your fine to $300. How long do you need to pay that?
Week.
I have it paid by, February 28th. All right, you can still over there, take it. Thanks, sir. Mary Anil Cherry. So Cherry, how old are you?
49,
How much education do you have?
39.
You were charged with disorderly conduct and placed on probation on March 22nd, 2021 for 12 months. Do you recall that? It's alleged that you violated probation, that you failed to report and you misscheduled appointment with probation. Do you admit or deny that?
I would be listening.
It's also alleged that you failed to pay court fines and fees as directed and that you owe $390 fine, $235 fees, and $81 in Georgia victim, fine victim, and family. Do you disagree with that or you agree with it? It's also alleged you failed to complete 70 hours community service. Do you admit or deny that?
That's what they told me. They called me parole, that I wouldn't be able to do it. And they called the probation officer.
Who told you you wouldn't be able to do it?
The folks at the jailhouse, the police station.
All right, did you tell the police station and determine whether or not they told her she couldn't do it up there?
Now,
She came to, excuse me, Judge Weaver.
You been sworn in?
Yes, sir.
Good evening, how you doing?
I'm fine.
Can you tell me what happened when she came to do community service at the
She
police
came to the police department drinking.
right there.
when she was under the influence of alcohol?
Yes, sir.
When she first started coming to community service, when she came, she been drinking too?
Yes, sir.
So since she came down drinking several times, what happened? Did y'all tell her she can keep coming or she couldn't come no more?
I told she could not come down there drinking because she could get, doing some things, she could get hurt or whatever. I told her she could come down there drinking.
You have any questions on Ms. Williams based upon her testimony? Do you dispute what she said? All right, thank you, Ms. Williams. Recommendation?
I recommend that she serve for 5 days and terminate her case.
You recall the allegation of her being charged with this all the time, but I got it here somewhere. Oh, do you remember what happened?
I wasn't here today that, she was charged with disorder conduct, but if I'm not mistaken for what was told me, I think her and one of her sister or somebody in her family member got into it.
Oh, me, my daughter.
Okay, and the daughter paid hers out, probably about a month or two into the probation, and the
Yeah.
sheriff was still on probation.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a jail case, jail days, you want to terminate the case?
Yes, sir.
Based upon the stipulation that she violated probation in the testimony, proving that by upon of evidence, court hold 5 days to the county jail and terminate the case.
You know, I come in the morning, 8 o'clock, here, 8 in the morning.
It's charged today.
It's up there.
Yes, sir.
Like,
Marshall Hayes. Ma'am, be quiet. I'm fine, sir. You? Mr. Hayes, how old are you?
37,
How much formal education do you have?
high school,
Where do you work, sir?
Casey.
You understand your right to a trial, the presumption of innocence, the right to confront and plead witnesses, and the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself?
Yes.
You're not mentally disabled or under the influence of drugs, alcohol, or medication.
No.
On the red light violation, did you have a wreck? Did
Sir?
you have a wreck on the red light violation?
No, sir.
All right, the court accepted guilty plea to a reduced charge of too fast for condition. You got a bad driving record or something?
Yeah. It's the commute from Albany to Tiffany every day.
Yeah, you one of them speeders too. All right, the city wants me to reduce the charge of too fast for condition. The fine is $195. You ought to complete the defensive driving school. Can you do that within 30 days?
Yes.
I have that done by March the 8th.
All the records are off.
I can still up to that thing right there. Thank you, sir. Wherever it is. Jeremy Jones. Jeremy Jones. How old are you? How much education do you have? How much college? High school. What do you work? Do you understand your right to a trial, the presumption of innocence, the right to confront and to plead witnesses, and the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself? You're not mentally disabled or under the influence of drugs, alcohol, or medication. Yes. He's here. He's not over.
He left already.
Okay.
You want me to call him over?
Yes. What is your relationship with Forest City? Hmm? What? I can't hear you. Your ex? Was your ex on the day that it happened? Or your ex after that day? What's the problem? Somebody cheating on somebody? Which one of y'all? You or him? You. You the one cheating or you the one stabbing Todd? So you get confronted about cheating, you get mad, he slams your door and you stab his tire and you the one in the wrong. So what? He was the moral to the story. You all have contact with each other anymore. But you had the car repaired. How much you pay to get it repaired? But you didn't pay for it. But you admit stabbing. Do you know how much you paid for it? Who you dating now, they know you violent? Person you dating now know you violent, you carry a knife and stab the tire, bust the windows out and all that. Where you learn that kind of behavior from? You get mad, you damage somebody's property? The court accepts a guilty plea to criminal trespass or criminal damage to property. Fine is $250. Be placed on pretrial for 6 months. You have to complete the responsibility awareness program. Hmm. I'll call him back.
We'll call you up right.
Is he gone for the day? I thought he was somewhere around here. Yeah, boy. Is Corey's number 229-472-2947? Hmm? Did I ask you if you had any contact with him? I asked you if that was the phone number that you used to contact him by. That's a different number. What number you used to contact him by? It's still in your phone? Hmm? considered within 30 days. Somebody need to contact Mr. Pitt to get a receipt on what it costs in the 6 years' time. Mr. Jones, you also are required to complete a responsibility awareness program. Have no contact with Mr. Pitt unless you place in writing that you want to have contact with him. You understand? That's what I'm. Jeffrey Ism or Ism, I-S-O-M? How old are you, sir?
31.
How much education do you have?
GD.
Where do you work?
I drive on B3 transportation.
You understand the trial, the presumption of innocence, the right to finance, plead the witnesses, and the right to remain silent, and not incriminate yourself? Are you mentally disabled or under the influence of drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
You have your registration reinstated?
Yeah, I got a register.
Why did it get suspended?
I don't know. There was one of my girlfriend truck that she had drove and I asked her to drive when I came home. And I ain't no tell.
On the stop sign violation, the court accepted guilty plea to fine of $195. For no licensed person is no approximate agreement. Guilty plea to reduced charge of from suspended registration to no decal, the fine is $600. When can you pay your fine?
How much it is?
795.
795.
Yes.
I don't know.
And move your hands in your pocket.
When you got to pay, bro?
Sir,
When you got to be paid, bro?
you're in court tonight, sir.
No. Maybe on what?
What do you mean, maybe?
Yeah, what? What?
Pay it in a month or less than a month?
Less than a month?
Not more than a month.
No more than a month.
March 8th.
All right.
I used to work that table, please. Calvin Neither Jr. Calvin Neither Jr. How old are you, sir?
50.
How much education do you have?
High school.
Where do you work?
High school. Small college.
Hmm?
High school, K school,
Where do you work?
part of the street center.
You understand your right to a trial, to presumption of innocence, the right to confront and to sue the witnesses, and the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself?
Yes, sir.
Are you present under the influence of drugs, alcohol, or medication?
It's like,
Hmm?
you said my president.
Under the influence of drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
You understand you be sentenced up to 12 months in jail and $1,000 fine? Yes?
Yes, sir.
How long has your license been suspended?
I want to say November because, I got stopped. I didn't even know this thing. I didn't even like it.
Where did you get the DUI? What city? Hmm. Have you gone to court for it already?
I gotta go to next Wednesday.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, sir.
When did you get off parole?
2013.
Mm-mm. You got a 4-year sentence in 2014.
I don't know what they go.
You're not on probation either. You know, entering a plea to a charge like this can get you a probation or parole revocation. That's why I ask questions like that, not to be nosy. I can see what I want to see. But there's no possibility you can be revoked on parole or probation because you're not on either, right? How much time have you spent in prison since you've been alive?
Say again, sir.
How much time have you spent in prison?
15 years.
Are you finished with it?
Oh,
How did you happen to be behind the wheel driving while you were under the influence of alcohol? What was going on there?
I didn't get to see.
What was going on when you got caught with the DUI? Why you what were you driving?
I was, um,
Yeah.
I mean, I took the sobriety test and everything like 5 times, long test, whatever. But I had on the same shirt I had on before, back and forth. When I was going low in my house, in my mom. But I did have on the same shirt, so whatever he smelled, it wasn't here. It was here. So I'm going.
Did you blow in the machine?
I blowed it like 5 times.
And they said you didn't blow?
You know, you just said, plug in, plug in. I did everything, I corresponded with everything.
Was that your first time getting a DUI?
I had one like in 1990.
And you had the license back since then?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And when they gave you a piece of paper that say send it off to Atlanta, if you don't want to get your license suspended, you didn't send that off for the $150.
I mean, I wanted to see that opportunity.
So you supposed to have a trial when you go back for your court, or you supposed to go for the first time and
No, I want to try.
you want a trial? You got a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You paid him or her?
It's a court home.
Okay. On a drug one suspended license, the court accepted a guilty plea to reduced charge of no license on person. The fine is $800. On a headlight required, the court accepted a guilty plea. The fine is $85. 24 months probation. You have to obtain a valid driver's license. And that's why I reduced the charge from suspending license, so if things go well with the DUI, you'll be eligible for your license back. You may convert some or all your fines to community service. You get your license back and then get the case over with, okay? That's order. Yeah, you can go, no, go back to see the lady in the back page. Yeah. Is that Aaliyah Bolden? Is that close enough? What is it?
Cecilia?
Can't say that.
No, you said Catalina.
Cat- I said, say it again. It's Catalia.
C-A-T-O-T-I-L. Yeah, Y-A. That's not my dad.
Who named you that?
My dad, best friend.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Tanyelle is your middle name? I'll just call you Miss Bolden, okay? I can say that, I think. Miss Bolden, how old are you?
I am 39.
Hmm?
39.
What?
39. I'm sorry.
How much education do you have?
High school graduate, college,
How much college?
I did 3 years while I was in the military.
Where do you work? Hmm?
Disabled veteran.
That mean you can't work?
No, I do work. I clean. I work with my dad.
Doing what?
Construction, so I know how to build a porch, take down a light station. I work.
I've been working for 32 years. I've been a disabled veteran for 32 years, but I've been working.
I worked now. When I got out of the military in 2001, I held down jobs.
What percentage of disability do you have?
100.
What service were you in?
The Army.
How many years?
I think a year and a half.
How y'all do that? I was in 13 years and got 10%, and you been in 5 days and got 100%. How that work?
Well, it was one of those big time real size that I was able So, I think good on this series. I don't even know how to speed and change the play on that.
You're trying to tell me why you were going so fast?
I was want that. I was trailing too, a big trailer.
The allegation is that you were going 23 miles over the speed limit.
Yeah, that's his allegation. And I asked him as I was there, I'm like, I was leaving from, I guess you would call it the Mexican restaurant and coming from Worthington High School, going back to Albany. And.
But the allegation is that you were going 58 and 35.
Yeah, I wasn't going 58.
And you indicated you want to enter a gift speed limit, is that
I would
correct?
go ahead, yes, sir.
Where your hands in your pocket?
Yeah.
Don't speed that often. I'll follow the recommendation and reduce the speed to 49 and 35. You're welcome. Your fine is 175. When can you pay that?
Stay on the top one.
Hmm?
Stay on the top one
Your fine is $175. When can you pay it?
right now.
All right. You can pay it over there at that window. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
You want to talk to me about this? Yes, sir.
Yes, two clients to represent. Do you want to speak to yours?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, both of my clients are charged with speeding, OCGA 40-6-181.
Yes, sir.
I'm seeking a plea to local ordinance 90-2, which adopts the uniform rules of the road, including OCGA 40-6-181. There's a factual basis for one, there's a factual basis for another. There's not as many collateral consequences for my clients though, under the local ordinance as there would be under the original charge, the OCGA 40-6-181.
Your response?
I don't have objections, but I think his main concern was the effect of having their CDL licenses.
Concern with what?
That a plea in this court, to the extent that it might have an effect on their CDL licenses, I think is the besides main concern. I told him I don't handle recording or anything like that.
We're confident that the local ordinance would solve any problems that we might have otherwise have with.
Normally that would be the case because city ordinance charges are not reported to the state.
Yes,
I'm not familiar with 90-2.
I have.
That's the Muni code.
Yes, sir. You can.
I may not read that the same way you read. But I'll do whatever Sylvester wants to do. I read that as saying that the city can use those code sections under 90-2.
Yes, sir.
It doesn't seem that 90-2 is a charging statute. It's an enabling statute. You have a difference between enabling statute and the statute we charge under, right?
Well, 90-3 specifies that that an offense that would be under 90 it specifies the penalty for it. So I think it is meant to be treated as a catch-all for any moving violation under Chapter 6.
I don't think so, but I'm reading to say the city of Sylvester allows the city to use those code sections and charge folks with them under the penalty in the statute, not the city order. I prefer that the solicitor work something else out in order to save CDL license. And that won't go in, but I don't think that's a charging statute. If you put 90-2 on a accusation, and the officer has the right to decide that what speeding or what it allows.
Oh, I understand what you're saying. So they would have to not only cite the local statute, but then specify, you're saying,
Which one
speeding.
of the ones that the city adopted
Right.
that you're trying to use 90-2 for?
And
And that's why I said that enabling statute is not a charging statute. But I'm with y'all on the CDL license, that's what y'all trying to do.
yes, sir.
And I know, what I'm saying is, if I allow 90-2 to be used, the only thing that means it won't go to the state, but I don't think it'd be correct to do that. If somebody came and audited the records of the court, I don't think that would stand, because it's not a charging statute. 90-2 is an enabling statute, enables us to use all those things that's under there.
90-3 specifies the penalty for violating 90-2. So I think the intent.
Turn that back on. I'm sorry, do 90-2. You also know I'm blind, so I appreciate that too. I have another time with this. Okay? So that says that if one of the statutes that is enabled by 90-2 to use Penalty for that is between 250, no more than 250, and jail time no higher than 90 days, right?
Yes, sir. So I think at least the intent of the city was to create this parallel statute to resolve cases.
I know you're wrong about that, but we're not gonna push it back. I think you're wrong about that. The city never read this community code. They adopted primarily, like every other city, and they don't know what's in it. And
Uh,
I'm saying that on YouTube, whoever, or would have been saying, I don't know.
may,
That's
may I,
true.
may I suggest a different offense? Because I was looking at.
I don't mind that, but I want y'all to work that out, and I'll be glad to accept it.
Okay.
Negotiate with the solicitor, and I'll be glad to entertain you, and I'm not going to. Let me get the chief on the phone.
I have more of a technical question. There's an ordinance that actually specifies speed limits and that it's unlawful to go over the speed limits in Sylvester. I think it even applies to this situation, obviously, because they're both speeding tickets. And the local ordinance section is 90-101. Would that be acceptable? And if it's
Let me
acceptable,
do a 9-101.
point being.
So Mr. So is the street that he's talking about identified in this chart? Is the street the speeding was on identified in this ordinance? SR 33, SR 112, Lancaster Street, King Street.
Specify what
Yeah.
What did he commit to two people in here?
That's here on Franklin
Let's see how bad it is.
That can be 80 people.
I don't read the email. I do remember that part, so.